Good morning. I'm Mugil and I'm going to give you a small lecture on the topic World Trade Organization and its functions, objectives, and agreements. So, as you all know, various economic institutions like the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, WIPO, the World Intellectual Property Organization, UNCTAD, the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development have been phenomenal in influencing the international business scenario. World Trade Organization is one such international regulatory body that monitors trade between the nations, and it was founded in 1995 and it is headquartered in Geneva, Switzerland, and currently as of 2023 has 164 member nations, out of which 160 are the United Nations member nations. So, if you see the objectives, Marrakesh Agreement is also known as the founding agreement of the World Trade Organization, includes several objectives such as promoting free trade, where it seeks to promote free and open trade by reducing trade barriers, including tariffs and non-tariff barriers, that is the tax imposed on a product or the tax that is imposed on a product. And you see, providing a forum for trade negotiations, that is the organization provides a platform for its members to negotiate new trade agreements and to update and improve the existing policies and the trade agreements that is between the nations, and cooperating with other international organizations, and it seeks to cooperate with other organizations such as the UNCTAD and the IMF to promote global economic growth and development. And promoting development is also one of its objectives, where it recognizes the importance of trade in promoting economic development and seeks to ensure that developing countries can fully participate in the trading system. So, settlement of disputes and reviewing our free trade policies of the member nations is also the objectives of the World Trade Organization, where it provides a mechanism for resolving disputes between its members over the violations of rules of the trade organization and the principles of the trade organization. So, the dispute settlement system is designed to be efficient, transparent, and impartial. Overall, the World Trade Organization's functions are aimed at promoting free and open trade, ensuring fair competition, and fostering economic growth and development around the world. World Trade Organization has several agreements that govern the international trade. So these agreements are like the pillars of the trade organization. And here we'll see some of the key agreements. So General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade, also known as the GATT, is one of the oldest agreement and was established in 1947. So before World Trade Organization was founded in 1995, the member nation used to follow this agreement, also known as the GATT agreement. And after the World Trade Organization was founded in 1995, this agreement was brought into the organization and structurized. So basically, it sets the route for trade in goods, including the principles of transparency and non-discrimination and predictability. So the next agreement is the agreement on agriculture. So agreement of agriculture, it governs the trade in agricultural products basically. So it seeks to create a fair and market oriented agricultural trading system by reducing the subsidies in the products, increasing the market access for agricultural products, and improving the security of the food. So basically agriculture is providing food, right? So you have to increase the security of the food to give a healthy lifestyle for the people of the nation. And the third is the agreement on trade related aspect of intellectual property rights, also known as the TRIPS. So TRIPS agreement seeks to, it basically protects and enforces property rights such as patents, trademarks, and copyright. So every business or a multinational corporate or even a small thing, you if you find a new product, you are used to patent it. So patent is basically registering your company's name that you have found the product, and all the rights belonging to the product is registered under your name. So this agreement seeks to strike a balance between the interest of intellectual property owners and the public interest. So you need to have a good relation between the owners of an association or a product and the public, so that you can have a wide range of market. And so the other agreements are agreement on the application of sanitary and phytosanitary measures. So basically, sanitary is one of the key major aspect in any trade. And so this agreement sets the rules for protection of humans, animals, and life of the plants in the international trade. And it seeks to ensure that technical regulations and standards do not create unnecessary barriers to the trade. Also, you can see that technical barriers is also one of the agreement under the World Trade Organization, and it sets the rules for the preparation, adoption, and application of technical regulations. So the last and one of the major agreement is the General Agreement on Trade in Services, also known as the GATS. So this agreement basically sets the rules for trade in services such as banking, telecommunication, and tourism. So this agreement seeks to create a more and competitive global services market by reducing barriers to trade in services. And if we take the role of our nation, India, in the World Trade Organization, you can see that India joined the World Trade Organization on January the 1st, 1995. So India was one of the founding members of the organization, and India's membership in the World Trade Organization has played key roles in shaping the economic policies and trade relations of the World Trade Organization with other countries. India has been an active participant in the World Trade negotiations and has shown interest in agricultural and intellectual property rights phenomenally in these two aspects. So, as you know, our economy is backbone is considered to be agriculture. So we have shown interest in agricultural and intellectual property rights of the agricultural department. And you can see that India has made several commitments and undertaken significant reforms to bring its trade policies in line with the international standards so that you can have a hassle-free trade with the other nations. For example, India has reduced tariffs, removed non-tariff barriers, and liberalized its service sector. So it has given more freedom to the service sectors for offering services such as telecommunication or airline or financial or banking services. So if we take now we'll understand the impact of World Trade Organization on developing countries. So as you can see, after the implementation of World Trade Organization, there has been a positive impact on developing countries, and this can be viewed from some of the aspects. Such key aspects from where you can see a positive impact of World Trade Organization in the developing countries are growth in merchandise exports. So there has been an immense increase in exports after setting up of the World Trade Organization. So developing countries like India, China, Brazil has seen increase in exports in due to the reduction in trade barriers. So trade barriers is basically trade barriers or non-tariff is basically the tax that is imposed on the product, as I told you earlier. And the second one is growth in services exports. Services exports are basically the services offered by a country on its banking, telecommunication, financial services, and extra, etc. So after the implementation of World Trade Organization, you can see that it has provided greater market access in the services sector, and certain developing countries like India would benefit from such an agreement, and as we would all agree. For instance, for an example, if we see the financial aspects of the nation after of our nation after the implementation of World Trade Organization, you can see that India's service exports alone has increased from 5 billion US dollars in 2000 1995 to 1 or 2 billion US dollars in 2008 2009. So you can see that software services has accounted for about 45% of the service exports of India. And you can see there has been an increase of potential growth of about $100 billion in the past uh, few years. Yeah, for an example, as you can see here, it is stated, and this all the statistics have been from sourced from a reliable source of the website of World Trade Organization. And benefits of TRIPS agreement. So basically, we've seen about TRIPS agreement before. So developing countries have also been benefited. For instance, you can take India as well. India has obtained a GIS for products like Darjeeling tea, neem, Goa, Feni, and basmati rice and so on. So TRIPS agreement basically states that uh, about the agreement in copyrights, trademarks, and the patents and etc. Right. So what is GIS? GIS is known as Geographical Information System. So GIS is a tag given for a product to a country to state that the product has been originated from the product's roots is basically from that geographical region. And as you can see, if you've read the current affairs and everything right now, you can see that Japan and India has been fighting for the GIS tag for the rice water which we consume here in South India for during the summer season. So Japan has been consistently debating for getting the GIS tag on that product. So so basically, this is what a World Trade Organization is and how it works. And as you can all see, it has a positive impact on the nations for doing a hassle-free and open, transparent trade. And yeah, so thank you.